Hi guys, welcome back to Drink Tutorials. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a Locals Only, which is an original cocktail I developed for Amaro Angeleno, which is this liqueur right here. Amaro Angeleno was developed by a friend of mine who was bartending in an Italian restaurant and wanted to try and make his own Italian style Amaro. And he did a really wonderful job. It is locally sourced Valencia oranges, and it's a bitter liqueur. And so what I thought I would do is make a Negroni variation. So Negronis are typically equal parts Vermouth, Gin, and then Campari. But I'd be using the Amaro Angeleno in place of the Campari, and then I'm using a different style of Vermouth, and then I'm also using a very particular style of gin called Plymouth Gin. So Plymouth Gin is a singular style gin. It's only made by the Plymouth company. It is not London dry. So if you decide to try and make this cocktail, you're going to have to get the Amaro Angeleno. You're going to have to get the Blanc Vermouth, which is a lighter style Vermouth, and you're going to have to get the Plymouth Gin. The other thing that I love about this cocktail is that my favorite cocktail is a really proper gin martini, and because this is made with oranges, I was able to take the flavor profile of a proper martini and make it into a drink that's a Negroni style. So it's going to be a little bit on the bitter side, but really wonderful, especially if you like those bitter cocktails. So the way that we start it is we take 2 dashes or 3 dashes of Bitterman's Tiki bitters. This adds a little bit of fruit element to the cocktail. I think I might have done 4, that's okay. This is preference, and it's all about how much kind of fruit flavor you want to add to it. And then 3/4 an ounce of Dolin dry vermouth. Dry vermouth. This is Blanc Vermouth. It's going to be a little bit lighter than the dry. So 3/4 an ounce. And then 3/4 an ounce of Amaro Angeleno. And then a full 2 ounces of the Plymouth Gin. Now today, because we're lucky, we're using really high quality pressure molded ice. And I'm using an ice tapper to tap it and break it up. You want to use a lot of ice. Anytime you stir, yeah, it's a little bit loud, I'll talk in the interim. Basically, anytime you stir a cocktail or anytime you shake a cocktail, you want to add a lot of ice. And the reason why you want to add a lot of ice is because the more of the drink that is touching the ice, the colder it gets, the quicker it gets. So even if you're using high quality ice that doesn't dilute very fast, you want to make sure that you use a lot of it just so that the surface area of the cocktail is really touching all of that ice. I mean, I even have a piece of ice floating up here because that ice will melt that. And honestly, stirring is not just about controlling the texture of your cocktail, it's also about controlling the ABV. So the ABV is the alcohol by volume, and really you've got to take into consideration exactly what the alcohol by volume is of all of the ingredients, and then how much water you add to it is going to really determine how this cocktail is going to taste. So we get a nice stir. Let me get that down there. Ah, it's better. Nice stir. Again, you know, as I said in earlier videos, you can check the frosting on the outside of the glass. You can check the level of the liquid to tell how you are going with dilution, but it should be about 30 or 40 stirs if you want to count it. Okay, and then strain it into a coupe or cocktail glass. Now, if you are using glassware at home, just be wary that you should be chilling these glasses in the fridge. This cocktail is pretty unstable because you are pouring it into a glass that has no ice content inside it. So it gets, as soon as you start pouring it, it starts getting really warm. So you just want to make sure that you do that. And then the last thing that we're going to do is put an orange twist on top to just bring out a lot of those really nice, vibrant citrus elements. Here, and there you have it, a Locals Only. If you like what you see and you want to see more cocktails, hit subscribe.